we got in, it was right during that period that, a lot of kind of cities go through, right? Where you have this big boom, and then you have the residents, kind of challenged by some of the change in their surroundings. And then a bunch of legislation or rules start to get passed, right? So Joshua Tree, like Wonder Valley, consists of three main cities, right? You have Yucca Valley, you have Joshua Tree, which is unincorporated, San Bernardino, and then you have 29 Palms all the way at the end. Both Joshua Tree and 29 Palms have entrances into the park, right? So we are invested in 29 Palms. When we got in, it was right when they were talking about, they already had a permit process in place, but they were talking about putting a moratorium on any new permits that they were going to issue. And then they went through a bunch of rules, a bunch of different hearings, right? And so where they ended up landing, which is what Yucca Valley also did, is they've capped the number of permits that they're going to issue. A lot of areas are like that. La Quinta over in the low desert like that as well, right? And so they've now since hit their caps. What we've noticed though is that there has definitely been a flood of inventory. So like trying to get away from your unit being commoditized, like how can you differentiate? How can you market? And I think over this last particular season, people who have been kind of pent up and haven't been flying places have decided, you know what, I'm going to fly somewhere. I'm not just going to drive somewhere, right? And so I think the demand has slightly dipped there, but it's still a national park. It's still popular, and like any markets, right? Like or a lot of these short-term rental markets, and you've heard the same story. It's about, again, how do you differentiate? How do you create that customer experience that sets you apart? And then how do you kind of generate return visits to your property? So that's what we're focused on now.
That's awesome. You'll have to show us some pictures sometime on how you're differentiating. It's super interesting. And Airbnb is such a good, it was such a good hot, commodity, like you said, coming out of COVID. And things are changing, but it's still a good asset. Just you got to be strategic like you are. Get good location, to be distinguished, and then be competitive, right? So right on.
Yeah, and for you guys, anyone who's on, if you guys are curious about that particular market or short-term rentals, just reach out to me. I'm happy to share numbers. We've got like a year of data now, so
okay, so you've been at it for a year, so that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people are into the short-term rental, at least interested in it and watching. And I'm here in Vegas right now, short-term rentals, there's I think more illegal short-term rentals than there are actually licensed legal ones. And people continue to operate that way, and they're just taking a risk, but they're making great money,
Yeah.
So there's from all of that all the way across the spectrum to some communities where there's no regulation, so you can do anything you want. The challenge will be at some point somebody's going to complain in the neighborhood and there will be regulations, right? Then you're just like, oh no. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, we should definitely chat more about that. That's good stuff.
Love to.
Love it. Well, good. Thanks for sharing all of that insights. What's illegal Airbnb and how? That's from Roshan. Illegal is legal Airbnb is when you get a license from the city to operate a business called short-term rental or Airbnb. Illegal is no license, but you still go rent your property as an Airbnb. And so that's what happens. In some markets, there are no restrictions. There are no laws. So there's nothing illegal or illegal. It's just you do what you do. And that's how some people operate. They like the illegal because it's actually, you can't get a license right now in Vegas. It's a really long list. And so they're like, there's enough out here that are doing it without licenses. Might as well try, make some money. And then if it doesn't go, then I get in trouble and I shut it down. But yeah, John, just like your drugs, brah, illegal, absolutely. Does it make money? 100%. So Tay's in on the illegal drugs. So we might start that as a new, what do you call that? Illegal investing with high cash on cash returns.
Keiko medicinals.
Medicinals, I like it. That's awesome. Well, hey, welcome everybody. Glad you're here. Happy New Year's to everybody. Cool to see everybody. It's good. It's a new year, and you get all this New Year excitement, right? Anybody set fitness goals? If you did, put it in the chat just for fun. Anybody set a resolution of some kind that had to do with fitness? And then if you did, are you still on it? You're 6 days into it. I already have a couple of friends who have already broken their, they started 75 hard and they made it 2 days. So they made 2-day hard. Davey walks every day. That's fantastic. Roshan's eating more vegetables. What are vegetables? Are those green things that you get at the grocery store on the outside? Yeah, I should probably do that more too. So, and no more coffee for Tay. Oh, how are you going to do that? Coffee is actually good for you, because they're beans. And so beans are actually nutritious, right? So it seems like it would be nutritious. Corey is on, but I think he's disappeared for a moment. What we wanted to do today was just kind of fun as we start the new year off. And for those of you who are new, welcome. You're always welcome to invite some folks. We decided to continue on with Coffee Talk going into what, like three years now, because it's such a fun community. But I think one of the goals that we have for this year is we really want to grow this community, because as we go into the recession, the more knowledge that you have, the more successful you'll be as the market continues to not only drop, but change, like rapidly change. If you watched the news yesterday in Seattle, where we have a house, 18,000 people are being released from Amazon. 18,000, like that's the size of some small towns that are going to go completely laid off, right? So we got a lot of changes happening. And so a community like this, we've discovered is not just because we don't have anything better to do on a Friday, right? It's because we want to come, we want to bring value. We value just the time that we get. And then really we value the insights. Like when Davey was talking about Joshua Tree and talking about, different investment options. It's like every once in a while you'll glean something that you'll be like, dude, that was really helpful, or that really helped somebody I know. So I'm going to refer them to come listen. So please feel free to invite folks and then come as best as you can, ready to participate. And then this year, we were going to try to do a little bit different today, as we were going to take a minute and let everybody who wants to, but hopefully all of us, have at least one real estate goal for 2023, just one. Chances are, if you're listening or you're tuning in, it's because you have something in the real estate field, if you're brand new, or if you're really seasoned. I see some folks in here that have been in real estate longer than I've probably been alive, which is awesome because they bring so much knowledge and know. But yet there's opportunity to set a goal, right? So think about it for a minute. Just what goal do you have? You may already know what that goal is for this year. And then what we thought we'd do, so again, just one real estate goal. So not personal, not marriage, and all that stuff is great. And we can definitely help each other. But when it comes to real estate, I think this is the forum where we could really help each other and hold each other accountable. Corey and I met a couple of times as we came into the new year, and we have some pretty audacious goals that, if we don't get help from others, we won't make it. If we don't get knowledge from those that are more experienced, we won't get them done. And if we don't kind of prioritize it, we won't ever achieve these. And then if we don't have accountability from like folks like you to be like, hey, how's it going? How did it go? What was the setback? Oh, here's how I can help. Then we won't achieve those by the end of the year. I'm hoping you have something like that too. Something that's really big, something exciting, something audacious, something that is not just like, hey, I like to just learn more. I mean, that's great. But set something that we all can help you this year. And then Sheena, she's going to take notes on every single one of us. So when Tyler shares, she's going to take a note. And then what we'll do is maybe every quarter, we'll just kind of check back in and see if we adjusted the goal. Because sometimes, you achieve the goal early, right? Then you change the goal. Other times, as you go forward, you adjust and massage, and you're like, oh, I was going to do multifamily in Ohio, but decided to go multifamily in Georgia. And here's where I need help. So yeah, we're going to pivot, but we definitely want to help each other. Some of you have been listening for a long time and you're like, oh, I want to get a multifamily, but haven't. Oh, I want to flip a house. And you're wondering if right now is the right time. So this is going to be the time for us to really launch that. So how is that for stalling? Yeah. So it gives you time to come up with a really exciting goal. So with that, we'll just kind of go around and we'll let you share just what that big goal is, which will be exciting. We'll take notes. Sheena's going to take notes for us. And then if there's an opportunity right at that minute when you're sharing that we can give you a little bit of insight to get going, that's awesome. But then everybody be listening, because so if Tay is sharing and you're like, dude, I should hit her up on the side because I've got somebody I know that can help her achieve that goal this year, then let's do that, right? Or you're just like, I think she's got the same goal I've got. we should link up and we should try to keep each other encouraged, you know, so that's cool. Or minimum, we're like, you know what, I'm just going to pray for you because I have no idea how you're going to ever achieve that. That sounds stupidly crazy. But, you know, I think that's awesome. So you're like, I'm just going to pray, you know, that's awesome too. So the whole spectrum, right? But we're a community, we're on Ohana. And after 3 years, we better love each other enough to really want to help each other succeed. Some of us have been here for a long time and we talk about doing deals together. We haven't, you know, we talked about some things. So let's make 23 happen. This is the year where obviously the recession is going to happen. Market's changing, real estate's getting very exciting. I think it's funny because for so long people were like, oh, I'm waiting until the market drops before I get in. I'm waiting until, you know, there's a recession. And it's funny, we got the recession here and people are like, oh, I'm out. Like, oh, it's too scary. I'm out. No, I don't know what to do, you know? So the opposite should be true. We should link up, help each other, maximize this next 24 months. I'd say 12, 24 months. You know, if we'll accomplish more together, we're stronger together, we're smarter together, we're better together, and we have a lot more fun together. And that's why Corey and I have been in business so long together. Like, you know, there's been times where we're like, do we really need each other? And we're like, oh, 100%, because we're better together. And we want to do the same thing here on Coffee Talk. So with that, I'm just going to kind of go across the top, I guess, because if we don't call on somebody, we're going to sit here and stare at each other. And some people are pretty good looking, and others of us just came from the gym and we don't look so good. So you don't want to stare at us. Jacob, how about you? And if you're not ready, just say, hey, come back to me. That's totally fine too. Or if you're just like, hey, you know what? I achieved all my goals. I'm Jesus and I don't need anything this year. So that's awesome too. But yeah, we'll just kind of go across here. Jacob, what's your number one biggest, audacious, scariest, funnest, most exciting goal in real estate?
My goal for 2023 would be to acquire my first rental property here locally in Washington State. It could either be a single family or a small multifamily, like duplex and less, 2 to 4 unit. And I would like to BRRRR that. I would like to attempt the BRRRR strategy on that.
Okay.
So I got some capital back from my private money lending. So I'm keeping that liquid and I'll get some more back soon. And then once I build that, I can either use my own funds to BRRRR it, or I could borrow capital from someone else.
I love it. Well, first of all, I love the fact that Tay is already cheering you on. So that's the attitude we should all have for
Thanks,
sure.
Tay.
So Sheena, can you take notes of that? So single family, multifamily, passive income, rental property, and then you said you wanted to BRRRR. So that's a key component, is BRRRRing in a declining market will be much more intentional and strategic. You'll need, you know, obviously it's going to be as the market drops, we'll need to all stand by you to help you evaluate properties. So that way you can buy them so far undervalued, because BRRRR means that you're going to refinance out and take all your money out or have no money left in. And so that means that it has to appraise when you're done with the renovations at a certain amount. So you can pull all that out, which means you got to be buying at tremendous amounts under the value. And so in this market where sellers are still a little bit unreasonable, like you're going to need to really pull that down to a really good price, which 100% believe in you, 100% standing with you. And Tay says 60% ARV all in is safe. Yeah, I agree. 60. I'm looking at a deal right now that's 50% to ARV, and you know, that looks safe. So yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. And are you going on or off market, or do you care?
Yeah, either or. I get the emails from a wholesaler, the Blast, the Snap Offer Properties. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them in Washington, Rob. So I get his email with Blast, and I have a realtor that I bought my primary from, and she put me on a list, so I get emails from her too, and I just sift through it.
I love it. Jay, couple more things on that. Then sign up for every off market in Washington. Everybody get on Facebook, start Googling it. They all have websites. Sign up on their distribution list. And this is for anybody who's looking for off market. I get probably 25 to 50 deals a day. I'm on everybody's that I can find across the country, and it's fun. And then you got some realtors. That's fantastic. Good stuff. I love it. Woohoo! Applause for Jake. It's gonna
Thanks
happen.
for the advice.
2023 is going to happen, and we'll check back in. Davey, what's yours? 2023.
So I touched on it a little bit. may not seem big and audacious, but I'm trying to figure out how to do influencer marketing, or how to best maybe market short-term rentals. Trying to get one of the properties up to 65% occupancy with an average nightly rental rate of about 700. So these are significant increases to where the occupancy is right now. And so if I can hit that, I think that's going to then fuel me being able to go get one of my lifestyle purchases, right? So that's the why, that's the driving force. A lot to learn about it. I've never, like done influencer marketing. I'm barely on social media to start with. So a lot of stuff to kind of learn and discover. And that's probably my top number one focus, just because I'm already in it, right? And so now it's about following through and just really kind of trying to capture the returns that I intended to capture.
Perfect. So for those that are not familiar, what is influencer marketing when it's tied to Airbnbs?
Yeah. So what I'm talking about when I say influencer marketing is using social media platforms where you have these personalities on social medias, right? That are commonly called influencers now. So someone that you might follow, and then they're showing you a product, or maybe they're, they're someone that travels to different locations and are showing you these different kind of places that you can go to, different places that you can stay, for example, right? And so trying to understand how I can connect with the right influencers that have the right target market that I'm after for my class of property, and then figuring out how to work with them, how to what metrics to look at to track the results for everything that I do, and seeing what kind of returns I create by working with these different influencers.
That's awesome. And Tay popped in the chat, traveling influencers. And you can ask them for their media kit, 100%. Are you familiar with that? Traveling influencer?
I am. And the media kit is definitely a great thing. I'm going to write that down now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then, as you probably know, you can easily just pinpoint locations on social, like Instagram. You can actually search by Joshua Tree and see all of the influencers who posted, who have been to Joshua Tree. So that would give you quick reference to be like, hey, this guy's got 5 million followers and he seems to go to Joshua Tree twice a year and stays in different locations. So I should give him a free stay so long as he posts, right? Or search other locations similar to Joshua Tree that have that same kind of nostalgic / vibe, etc., in the country somewhere else, which would be considered a complementary location to Joshua Tree, and then see which influencers are staying there, and then reach out and just say, hey, why don't you come stay at ours? It's just like that other place you stayed at before, but I'll let you stay for free if you would do these things. So, and then they'd probably be interested to come check it out because they stayed at that other one similar, right? So that's cool stuff. I love it. And make sure your Airbnb units have Instagrammable features and activities. 100%. So big, huge jacuzzi tub filled with Jello will get you tons of viral likes.
Get Mr. Beast to come stay out there and do that, huh?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's awesome. Love it. Okay, Sheena's got that down as well. So yeah, keep us updated on that. Tay's got some great input on there. And thanks, Tay. You're like on fire. I love it. How about Chris Sakanoy? If you'd like to share. While Chris is finding his information, how about Armando de Jesus?
Hello, everyone.
Aloha, Armando.
I've been investing. I have a house that's paid for. I'm sorry about the dogs.
That's all right.
Yeah, this house here, I bought 4 years ago, and it's not a passive income, but it's a residential also for me to how would you say it, to get in for a second home. I could have got many homes and be rich by now and won't be sitting here, maybe, I don't know. Uh, I'm also a general contractor in California. So I know about building. My problem is financial. Married, and me and my wife, we don't agree. She's an accountant. Okay, that's hard, very hard for me, because there's one house paid for. This house I bought for myself. Uh, it's had to had her sign uh, what do you call it now? When you have your partner sign something that she won't be, she's not part of the property.
Oh,
I forgot
gotcha.
what's that.
A quick claim deed.
Quick claim, yes. Imagine that, signing it off at the escrow.
Yeah.
It was difficult. It was difficult. So now I'm moving forward, wants to do real estate back again, because I was at 19 or 20. If you live in Hawaii, I had a house by Kahela in Ewa Beach. I lost that property. That's a beautiful overlooking the ocean, the Pacific Ocean.
Nice.
No neighbors. That's my first. Well, that's not my first, but my first was the Salt Lake, Ala Ilima. Those I achieved back in when I was 19. Real estate. Nobody believes me. I'm the stupid guy. You don't know nothing about real estate. And I'm thinking about, just investing.
Yeah.
So all those years, I'm retired now. All those years, I want to get back to real estate.
So this
With what
year you want to get back into real estate? And when you say that, does it mean you want to invest in a rental property?
No. Oh, yes, but what I'm saying is right now, I'm looking at rental property is good because you can rent it and get passive income and all that. But, I don't know if in California, I've been seeing it. I've been here for maybe 35 years. I've been seeing the routine of sales. Like, I have a chance to grab something, but I can't move because if you're married in California, what's that? The clause your wife or your partner had to sign to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
community property state.
Community property, yes. And it's very difficult for me. Very difficult. So, now I'm trying to just purchase property on my own because I have been seeing a lot of properties that I can buy and then I can fix, but just the financial problems.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. That's it never is easy when husband and wife don't 100% get along. The
It
good
is
news,
hard.
the good news with accountants is that when something makes really good financial sense, then that's their love language, right? So perhaps your goal is to find an asset that your wife will look at and say, this makes a lot of sense. So maybe in 23, that has to be your goal, because if you want to buy in California, you have to get your wife's input, right? She has to
Right.
basically join in. And the way to get her approval is just make it your goal. Find a deal at 50% of market value. I mean, any Chinese poke accountant is going to be like, that sounds like that makes sense, right? I mean, 50% off is a good deal. So
Well,
maybe that would be a good goal.
No, mine is zero because I've been married almost 31 years. It's always zero on her side. No real estate, nothing. So it's so difficult. So I'm trying to get maybe to buy a casting only,
Okay.
not finance. It's
Yeah.
very difficult. But this year, the 25th, I'll be heading to the Philippines. I'm trying to buy property there because I have relatives there that they're rich. Maybe I can get a loan and
Gotcha.
cash.
That works
Cash
too.
is good, and that's the only thing. But you know, that's my problem in real estate right now. With this house, I have equity now because I bought it 4 years ago. So now
Yeah.
it's on the 400, 500,000.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know what I love about that, Armando, is problems are also opportunities. And your
Yes.
opportunity here is that you're now looking for ways to pay cash, which is great. You know, so there's a solution there. And I love how resourceful you are. So Sheena, put down Armando cash investment in 2023, and then we'll follow up with you, Armando, on how that's going. Sound good?
Yeah, actually, I have one more eyeing. It's a 90 or 100,000 deal that I can purchase here in California. But again, cash is the only thing.
Yep.
And also, if anyone wants to email me on construction or repair or things like that, that they need help, I can, give them advice.
Okay. Well, why don't you drop your email in the chat, Armando? And that way,
Okay.
who wants to
It's
meet up
okay.
for California. So awesome. Well, we do wish you the best on that, and then we'll definitely follow up. Greg Gaudet, actually, I don't know if you just signed on, but we're talking about our big goal for 23 in real estate. If you're not ready, I'll skip to Tay and we'll come back to Greg. Greg's probably
No,
driving.
I'm here. Hey guys.
Oh,
No,
wow,
actually,
okay.
today's a unique day. I am in the doctor's office. So I'm
Dude,
here with the baby
I
Kaya.
don't think we want to see what happens at the doctor's office with you, bro. That's just scary.
No, my baby's got, some stuff we're checking on. So got the whole family here. Jamie's here.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we might, if the doctor comes in, I might disappear. But
Go
yeah,
fast.
so our
What's your
goal for
big
23
goal?
is pivot to commercial multifamily.
Oh, right on. 5 units or bigger, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking like 50 units and up. I mean, maybe we'll start with like, oh, thank you, Dave. Maybe we'll start with, something small, 20, 30, something like that. But I think like, for economies of scale, it sounds like we'll probably be looking somewhere between 50 to like 150, most likely.
Okay. And what markets?
We haven't really started analyzing markets, but I'm sure that it's going to be Sun Belt. No surprise, like everybody else, Arizona, Texas, maybe Georgia and Florida, Orlando, maybe. Shocker.
I love it. I love it.
But,
Yeah. So
yeah.
Sheena, put Greg down for multifamily, 20 unit plus, somewhere in the nation. Preferably sunny, so he could keep his tan. And bro, hit me up. That's we're
Yeah.
sourcing those deals and searching for those deals as well, kind of in the same area. So let's
Yeah, let's hooey up and
Yep,
yeah, definitely.
absolutely. And if anybody
And then
else
in
is
other
going
news,
into
we
that
do,
space too.
we talked about the flip. I think I brought it up in Coffee Talk when we were when we first opened escrow. And so right now our last buyers are signing today and we're supposed to close on Wednesday next week. So hopefully next week we will have some good news on the closing. But
Yay, great way to start the year.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hope the doctor's appointment goes well, and we will continue to encourage you on that goal. And let me know if you need any help. We're here.
Right on. Yeah, let's chat.
We will. Tay, don't go anywhere yet. Yeah.
Oh, and Kaya says bye-bye.
Bye. Hope you feel better, buddy. All right, Tay.
Say hi.
So cute. Tay, what's your goal?
So the bigger goal is to go for multifamily, but I'm not sure that I want to go like as large as you guys. But I would prefer probably between 10 and 15 unit buildings. Maybe just get a couple of those. We're supposed to close in a couple, like this month, we're closing on a 13 unit in Kansas City, Missouri. And just like a couple more of those, I think would be awesome. But continuing on the active side, like finding good flips. So I kind of had a question on that. So I'm going to be learning more on multifamily. We're winging a lot of everything on this 13 unit. We're definitely learning good lessons there. And we haven't closed yet, but I didn't know until I went to like, is it Tyler Devereaux, his name? I went to like his free presentation here. I couldn't go to the Oahu seminar, but I didn't know that there were like sponsors out there. And I was wondering like how I could position myself to be of value to sponsors with the funds and, you know, who will make capital on it. How do I position myself? Well, because I'm going to be doing this out of state. And because we have, you know, I have a couple of teams in a couple of states, meaning like people that I am sort of partners with or people that I work with who can handle a lot. But yeah, I'm just wondering how me not being there, how valuable I am, like how is this gonna work? Any suggestions?
Yeah, and for everybody's benefit, when you say sponsor, define that for everybody.
I'm probably not going to do a good job because I haven't like done enough research, but usually it's probably on like bigger deals. I'm thinking 20 units and up. We typically need a sponsor, and it is someone who, in the eyes of the lender, correct me if I'm wrong, Kekoa, in the eyes of the lender, who's got the experience and the funds. And that person probably, for them, the benefit is you're finding deals, you've got the team, and they're coming in as almost like the guarantor for the lender. The lender sees their name on the, you know, your deal pitch, and they're like, okay, this person has the experience. They wouldn't get into a deal with you without knowing that it's a safe deal. And in Tyler Devereaux's presentation, he said that the sponsor also puts down the down payment or something. And obviously they make a good, that they're part of the deal. They've got equity, they make cash flow. And most times, especially with brand new investors, like brand new team members, the sponsor gets to make a good chunk of all of that. Like they hold a big equity and they probably walk away with a lot of the cash flow. I'm not too sure, so you can correct me on all of that. But I think thinking like as a lender, they would want to see that, like the experience, the local knowledge, and all that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You did a pretty good job, actually.
Okay.
This is a topic where we should unpack in an entire episode because there's so much good stuff there. For anybody who's brand new, simple definition is basically a sponsor is like a co-investor. So that's an easy way to look at it. And co-investors arrangements can be structured really any way you want to arrange it. There's no biblical or law as to it has to be a certain way other than just relative to financial stewardship laws, right? Like you're not going to squander money and all that kind of thing. But when it comes to these multifamily properties, having co-investors, sponsors, limited partners, general partners, all of that helps you to scale really quickly. So you're spot on. And so we definitely should do a whole episode on this.
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I do find quite a few, interestingly enough, we have a lot of relationships with people with money, no time, but they love real estate. I've got experience. We have a team, kind of like you, and we have knowledge about what needs to be taking place, right? The game plan, the strategy. And so you marry the two, and then it becomes basically like a sponsor or co-investors or tenants in common. So lots of different ways to structure that. But it's always, it's a good win-win. The couple of things I'll leave it at this for now. The couple of things to make you a great co-investor or somebody a sponsor would want to work with is to keep doing what you're doing. Keep investing, keep doing it with integrity, build your what do you call that? Your trust quotient, So basically when somebody looks at you, they may not know you, but they got money and they're like, when I look at your history, like when people look at Corey and I, they see consistency over many, many years. And so when people say we want to invest with you guys, it's not because they just heard about us and that we're just starting, but like we have a lot of experience. So same with you, Tay, you've got great experience. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm saying that more for everybody else who are like, I want to find a sponsor too. Well, start getting in, your goal this year is to just do it and get busy. So you're doing a great job on that. And then start tracking everything is because when you journal or systematize all that you're doing as a process, it helps a co-sponsor or a co-investor look at what you do in systems and they're like, man, this makes a lot of sense. You look organized. I can trust you. My money's going to go in and yeah, I might get 50%, but if you're worth nothing and you're going to jack up the project because you got no systems, then my money's gone. But if you're organized, you got systems. So it's basically like a show and tell thing, right? So document all that you're doing because sponsors love to see that. It's credibility, right? So it's huge.
So for you, do you buy buildings in a state that you're not, and then you travel there maybe to kind of showcase what? Okay, cool, perfect.
Well, what's different for me is that me personally, I don't do deals with co-investors or sponsors or limited partners that I don't have a full team in that market. So we've got a brokerage, a construction team, property management team. So that way I'm confident because any of those things that are not well greased or well oiled can kill a deal and your money's gone like that. So you got to have teams you trust. And so that's important to the success of a deal, but it's also important when a co-sponsor, a potential one, is interviewing you. They're like, hey, so yeah, sure, you got a deal in Houston, but who do you know? Like, I don't know anybody yet, but we'll make it happen. Oh, okay. Well, then do you have a construction team? No, but I hear that's about easiest place in the world is Texas. We got it. That doesn't give any confidence. But it's when like you in Indy, I've got a whole team. I've done 50 flips. I've done this. I've done that. I've got this. I've got property management. I know the guys at Home Depot. We got accounts set up. This asset in that town, no brainer. And it's like, yeah, that gives me confidence. That sounds awesome. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you want to come with your best foot forward, right? And just like anything else, I think sorry. We have just like anything else, you put yourself in the sponsor's shoes and be like, what would you want to see? Like, don't you guys hate when you get the emails from someone and it's just like, hey, this is a deal, and they just give you the address? It's like, I'm not going to respond to that. I'm not going to, it's just, if you want something to happen or if you got something, you got to put some work in, risk versus return. Like, what's my risk? What's my return? That's what the sponsor is going to be thinking about. Is it worth my time? Is it worth the energy? Is it worth the risk? And what is the return from that? Right. So if you have hey, we have a construction team, we already have bids, we already have these contracts lined up, we did the due diligence, here's the NOI, cash on cash, all that, right? Here's the plan, lay it out, just give them no reason to say no, just have it laid out black and white. They have to go in there and not be overwhelmed by the information, because that's what happens a lot of times when you have to do a quick look at a big deal. You're basically trying to underwrite a business, like a large business, within minutes. Right. So, and you're trying to sell the sponsor on why this is such a good deal. Right. And so you want to make sure it's buttoned up real nice. And you guys watch Shark Tank, right? And it's the guys who are not prepared, they don't know their numbers, they get slaughtered in there, no mercy. Right. But because it's kind of inconvenient. It's kind of wasting someone's time if you're not prepared. And it just shows how much you care. Right. So if somebody's going to invest their time and energy and sign on the line with you and dedicate, 3 to 5 years to a project, even if they're just signing because they have the experience and that's all they're going to bring to the table, that means their time's probably worth a lot, and we should make it an easy yes or no for them, you know, so that's how we do it. It's just best foot forward, come professional, know your numbers, know the plan, and then if they don't, if it's not for them, it's not for them, right? But we work, we sharpen what we can control, which is the pro forma, which is the summary, the market analysis. and all that,
NOI,
right? We
yeah.
can control that. So let's just do the best for what we can control and let the universe take hold after that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I joined a Facebook group by Vina Jetty. I think you guys, she's kind of starting to become something on social media, and she's been investing in multifamily, but she's kind of like another go-giver. Like she shares everything. She did it's a free group too, but she did a 2-hour presentation with her security attorney. They went over the PPM. Had no clue, like, so this is super cool. So for the 13 unit, we got everything under control. We're okay. The lender we're working with is just not super good, but we're okay with that. It's just once we want to go a little bit bigger, I wanted to because I want to be like a good connection, and I want to be able to attract or sponsors. But I'm like, oh well, I have a team there. I don't travel there, so I don't know if that's like a good look or not. Anyway, but thank you very much, you guys.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, we'd love to get to know her too. So I just dropped my email in there, Tay, in case you didn't have it. Just feel free to reach out. And yeah, we could.
Sorry, one more thing on that one. And Tay, just remember too though, like you're interviewing them too. You know, like you got to ask them the right questions, right? Like, what do they want out of this? How long have they been doing it, right? And because they're gonna it's a partnership, so you don't have to give everything. You know your worth going into it, and find mutual ground with any sponsor, because you got to interview them too. Yeah, you really do. So everybody has to earn their spot into the deal, even the sponsor. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there too, so just be careful.
It's good wisdom. Hey, let's pick up the pace a little bit here. I want to make sure we got everybody, because this is good stuff. These are some exciting goals for this year. So we'll go a little bit quicker and maybe not get to spend so much time this week, but then we can definitely unpack some of your goals in the future. But Gio, what's your big real estate goal this year? And then after Gio will be Chris Allen.
So my real estate goal this year is to make $10,000 profit in revenue. Not revenue, profit, sorry. Each month. That's my goal. Either by midterm rentals, or wholesales or flips or wraps. That's the other one.
Sounds good. So 10,000 a month and basically passive income is kind of what you're saying, net income.
Correct. I mean,
all of
not
your-
Airbnb is not that passive, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 10,000 a month. I love it. That sounds great.
10,000 a month.
Hey, Gio's in. So you're in Vegas too, Gio?
Yeah, Vegas.
Gio, we
Yeah.
should hook up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
midterm
sure.
in Vegas. That's what we're kind of looking out there too. So
Okay.
in fact, Kiko, I thought you were going next weekend to Vegas.
Oh, I had a little bit of a crisis here, so I had to show up. We had to fire somebody.
Okay.
I had to show up to fire somebody. It's never fun, but I'm here for
Yeah.
24 hours. So Tay, if you're going to get more multifamilies, get used to firing people. It's crazy, but it's all good. Perfect. Gio, let's Corey, you get Gio's number, yeah?
I do not. Oh, actually, maybe I do. Oh,
Gio, let's meet up next week. Corey and I will be in town and we'll chat.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Sweet. I'm excited. All right, Chris Allen and then Chris Sakanoy after that.
Yeah, my goal this year, well, there's a mortgage goal and then the real estate goal. So the mortgage side of it, I want to continue building the Hawaii branch of Pacific Bay Lending Group and really get the word out, here in Hawaii, and provide value, because I know I have a lot of value and knowledge to provide, and really great information. And then on the real estate goal, I want to buy a second property, buy a second, buy a home here in Hawaii. So I have, my home in California and then a home here. And yeah, working towards that. We'll see how it goes.
I love it. I think Sheena's got that down.
I just wanted to say too, it's like I think we should do like a little get together somewhere, maybe Vegas, maybe Hawaii, wherever everyone is, you know, and like, or maybe even a separate Zoom session to talk, or you know what, we'll bring Chris on. I keep saying it, but Chris, we got to bring you on one Friday to talk about like what you have to offer, like what we're gonna do, you know, during this season, because I think all of us should know what they're qualified. We need to know our buying power right now, because it's like it's our season right now, you know, like this is prime for investors. Like we just had our kickoff call and I was telling the whole team, I was like, man, guys, looking back, 2021 and the first half of 2022 was the hardest market I've ever felt. That was a hard market for investors, hard market for appraisers, hard market for everybody. Everybody was winning, but it was stressful. It was competitive. People were losing EMDs if they can't close on time, right? So we got to take a moment to appreciate the fact that we're in a different market, and for people like us with the knowledge, it's an advantage, and it's our duty to be out there buying properties, because there's distressed homeowners that have no other option but to just get give it back to the bank, you know, where the bank's not going to serve it well. Whereas if we come in, we buy it, you know, we provide jobs, we provide new housing and cleaner neighborhoods, we'll fix that up, no problem, you know. And in the meantime, we're helping to build our investors' wealth, our private lenders, you know, they get double-digit returns with more security. So it's our duty to be out there buying. So I feel like we all should know our buying power. And that's why I sat down with Chris. He blew my mind. Like he blew my mind that I qualify, like we qualify for a lot, you know, when I thought the only alternative was, you know, private capital for someone like me who, you know, doesn't have a W-2, who's, you know, paid from multiple angles and complex taxes. Like, so I just suggest that we bring Chris on, maybe even have some little lunch and learns here at the office or something, because we can sit down, analyze your situation. And if you don't qualify, which is, you know, I'm pretty sure most investors here will qualify for something, you know, but if you don't, then at the very least, you know what you'll leave a meeting with Chris knowing exactly what you're going to have to do to qualify, you know. So let's at least take those steps. I think everyone here should do that. We should all know our buying power, or if we don't have buying power, like what are we going to have to do to get buying power quickly, you know? And then in the meantime, while working that out, we use what we've learned to buy and control real estate without any of our own money. You know, so I know, Armando, you were talking about how, you know, it's hard because you're tied in, you know, and the situation that you have going on, and, you know, you can pull money, but even if you can't pull money, like if you're, you know, if we did the work, if we all did the work, then we know what to do. You know, there's sub-2 deals out there everywhere right now, you know, with low interest rates, you know, with maybe 10, 15 years in on the mortgage. So you're paying majority principal, you know, we just got to switch strategies, right? So, and if you don't know what subject 2 is, controlling real estate, you know, subject 2, then let's do some homework, you know, get on the calls, get in the sub-2 groups and all that, you know, I'm going to. So sorry.
No, I wanted to add to something too, because like a lot of self-employed, you know, borrowers like that own their own business, real estate investors, you know, it's not about the tax returns and your net profit when you're trying to get qualified, you know, because the goal is we want to lower our tax liability. You write all of our income off so we don't pay, you know, as much tax. That's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
But there's other programs out there that you don't need tax returns. And if you show sufficient deposits on, you know, bank statements, and you don't even need bank statements, you can do just a verification of employment. But there are programs out there that are somewhat similar to your normal conventional VA, FHA mortgages, refinance, cash out, purchase. I mean, it's great. It's especially right now in our market, you know, it's opening up the door for these, they call them non-qualified mortgages. And so, yeah, I would love to share that information with everybody.
Okay. We got to bring you on maybe next week, Chris. We got to talk more about this because people they're not aware. I wasn't aware, and it's perfect timing for us.
let's plan for next week and we could do a deep dive on that. And then we could do some some more dive on the goals, but let's
Yeah, let's do a part
wrap
2.
up. It's already been an hour, but I want to make sure that we get the other goals. So Chris Sakanoy and then Diedrich Barcinas. Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm more of a passive investor in real estate. I've done some deals with Tay, and I've expanded into syndication deals. I got into my first syndication deal last year. It was about a 600 to 700 unit property in Houston. And I'm looking to enter a couple more syndications this year.
Oh,
That's-
love it.
That's awesome. Let's go, bro. All right,
Let's
Sheena,
go.
let's write that down for Chris, and then maybe we could do some syndications together. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Love
That's
it, Chris. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Diedrich, is it Diedrich or is that I'm not saying that, totally butchering that, brah?
You're saying it right, my brother.
Okay, perfect. What's your goal, Ra?
Hello and half a day, everyone. My name is Diedrich. I guess for real estate, I'm trying to take the title as the 9th Island real estate investor this year and maybe increase my net worth or get my. Currently, I'm in the process of quick claiming a property that's worth over 500K free and clear. So the plan is to pull a HELOC on the house or refinance it and to increase my buying power, and then allocating those funds into cash flowing assets through creative finance acquisitions, such as like seller finance, sub-2, wraps, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you based in Vegas?
Yes, sir. 9th Island represent.
I know, I think that's what you said, bro. That's awesome. Where you live in Vegas?
I stay near Summerlin. I just moved here in April, so I'm still getting used to the area.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, we got a lot of people in Vegas. Yeah, so next, I think maybe next Saturday or Sunday, I think Corey's coming in Saturday night. So if anybody's in town next Sunday, let's definitely find a place to meet up. A bunch of you are here in town for Ryan Panetta's thing, but
Yep.
we'll find a place and we'll just kind of hang out and talk stories. So plan on it, whoever wants to come into town, which means Corey, you got to get your ass on a plane, get here. But we'll plan for next Sunday, which would be awesome. And Diedrich would love to meet up, and let's make your dream come true. Let's make you the #1 investor in Las Vegas, bro. It's exciting.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Can Corey and I be #2 then? Is that all right? Can we be #2?
Hey, it's okay. We can level the tide together, you know?
Okay. No, we're okay with #2. Sometimes #2 is all right.
I'm a good #2.
Yes.
Diedrich, maybe give Chris a call too, because maybe a refi, could be a good option as well. Like you said, so and just stack them up, and I always say too, it's like we want to put Chris, against other options, because we got to see how we stack up, right? And Chris is just like we want to earn business. So, but yeah, let's definitely link up when we're up there
Awesome.
next.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you guys.
Yeah.
Right on, Diedrich. All right, Christian Larco, if Christian's on, then Kurt Johnson.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Christian.
Christian Larco. Hey, how's it going, Corey? I'm in Las Vegas. Gio's actually my partner. I'm right here with him. And so our goal is to do that. Right now, we're in a roll of almost deals. I think it's been 3 that we almost locked them in, but they fell off. So we're just gonna do it better next year. And yeah, the goal right now is 10K per month. And also we have a few short-term rentals here, a mid-term rental, and I have a few rentals here in town too.
Are your short-term rentals legal?
No, they're not.
So whoever was asking that earlier, I think it was John Kim. So he would be a good one to pick their brain on how they do that, how they stay under the radar, what that risk is and stuff. And we may want to do an episode on that because that's pretty interesting. So we'll unpack that.
And I would tell you exactly what to do. So I will never ever rely on Airbnb just because what happened to Gio and I, we had 6 properties right before the pandemic, and we were gonna make 30K. I remember that March, and it went off from 30K to 0. So now the property that I have, I usually have a casita in the back that I can rent out to a long-term tenant, and the front I do Airbnb, so I don't just have to rely on them.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
awesome. We're gonna unpack that, bro. That's awesome. But
Yeah. Let's do
you guys
it.
got your goal down. I'm glad you're in Vegas. So maybe next Sunday, if you guys get time, let's all hook up.
Sounds good.
Go to Area 15. Go have some good food.
Awesome.
We'll get no work done if we do that. So maybe
I know.
we'll go somewhere boring like Olive Garden. I just
Coffee
kidding.
shop.
Coffee shop, right? Kurt Johnson. After Kurt, we'll go with Kamohai. Kamohai. If Kurt's on, or Kamohai. Maybe not. How about Carolyn Watanabe?
So our goal, our team goal is, we wanted to do 6 projects this year. But we decided to pivot because of what's going on. And we decided to get 5 lead sources so that if we don't make the 6 projects this year, maybe we'll make 8 next year.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. So 5 solid prospects in your pipeline is what you're looking to do.
We want to do lead sources. So for instance, we started 2 years ago. We met a really great wholesaler, and we've enjoyed business with him for the past 2 years. And then last year we got 2 wholesalers in our pipeline and a realtor. And so this year we want to get 2 more realtors, another wholesaler, and a an attorney to bring leads.
Okay. So these people are bringing you leads.
Yeah, okay, so I'm originally from the vacation rentals sector. I did
Okay.
that for 30 years. And I didn't do Airbnb, I didn't do VRBO. I hooked up with clients that brought me business so that I wouldn't have to go and talk to everybody. So I'm a firm believer in getting clients to bring me business.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. I want to get 5 people to bring me business this year. They may not give me a firm piece, regular business this year, but if they can give me 1 this year and maybe 2 next year, that's good. So I really want to work hard this year to get my leads, my lead sources.
Perfect. I love it. All right, we'll jot that down and we'll have you keep us updated on that. That sounds exciting and a brilliant strategy, by the way. So we're going to have to borrow on that. So that's awesome. Yay. Kurt, Kamohai, Dante, Roshan, and Sue. Any of you want to jump in?
I can go if
Yay.
yeah, so my goal is to find or get involved with 3 multifamily 20+ unit syndication small added value deals.
So, okay, so you want to get involved in 3 20 multifamily syndication deals as a GP or LP?
GP.
Okay, so you want to source them and then help build the whole strategy.
Yeah, so I'm more on the capital raising side. That's why I wanted to get with you and Corey and stuff. See how we can work together with the capital raising and everything.
100%. We just found a couple of deals that match that exact definition. So it kind of depends on the market. What market are you looking?
Yeah, if I know you guys are in Las Vegas, so Vegas, Texas, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee. I've been getting a lot of leads from all of the states.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. If you ever find something that you're interested in, you want us to help run it, just send it to us.
Dante, I might have a deal to work with you right now. Okay, scenario. Alex and I paid big money to be in the urban real estate capital raise network. Yeah. And a lot of it is raising capital for syndications and all that. But also for big development deals. It's all about raising capital, but they go over a lot of underwriting different assets, including large multifamily. And every week they have a deal, like a analyst hour, they call it. So people bring their deals, they look through the deals and all that. It's amazing network, amazing training course. It's just that it hit right at the wrong time where Alex and I could not really participate in the live trainings and stuff, but I have all the recordings. So maybe you and maybe a few others I'd love to like give you the login if you want to go through the course, because there's some good capital raise strategies, some names that they put out there. The only ask I have is that you guys come back and teach us so that we can get caught up, trim through the fat and teach us, so let's link up after. I just got to find
Okay.
my login.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on, Dante. Sweet, we'll put that down, and then yes, let's meet up for sure. Come to Vegas next Sunday. Yeah, we'll be there anytime. No, that'd be exciting. All right, anyone else? John, Flo, Kevin Mizuno, John Kim, Sue, Roshan.
Maybe Kurt has some updates too.
looks like-
Roshan is open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Hey everyone, my name is Roshan. I'm in California, Riverside, California. Also have a property in Ventura County.
Nice.
So right now I'm finishing up my ADU in Ventura.
Sweet.
So after that's done, rent out both units and cash flow, and try to pull a HELOC after that and see what the next game plan is.
That's awesome. So what's your goal for 23 then?
Finish the ADU and find quality tenants for both my units in Ventura, and see if I can get into another property, buy another property, investment property.
So finish the ADU. How many months out are you?
I'm in the finish line. I should be done end of this month. Just finishing touches. I should do a final inspection by next week.
So really, that's a goal that you're going to finish, and then you're going to those are two easy goals. I'd say get a big goal, bro, for this year.
Yeah.
Like, get another house with another ADU or something like that.
Yeah, that's my plan as well. Pull the HELOC and see if I can buy another 4-unit, buy it as a primary residence and move in and house hack pretty much.
Perfect. I love it. Well, let's get it down, and then let us know what else we could do to help you out, and give us some insights down the road on Riverside, because that's a market that we really enjoy as well.
Yep, for sure. Thanks.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Anybody else want to share? I know we're running a little overtime, but this is such good stuff. Super inspiring.
Let's hand it to Kurt. He had some updates too, maybe to talk about. Kurt, if you're able.
Yeah, I'm here. My goal is to look like Keikoa this year, so I can wear tank tops. I'm just kidding.
That's so funny. Yes.
No,
Like it.
But seriously, my goal is to help you guys. Corey and I have been talking, and I want to bring some really value to you guys. So we're working on some stuff, right, Corey? Just my goal is to really help you guys. I love you guys' spirit. It's just, unique that what you guys do, and it's awesome. And I just want to help you guys out as much as I can on that part. But just wanted to go over some stats. If you don't mind, I got to close some things. Real quickly, if you can share my screen. I'm allowed to share my screen here. Is that correct?
So,
Oh no, I gotta just, if you can allow me. I just want to go over some stats real quick.
All good.
Okay. Okay, everybody see the screen here? So the December stats didn't come out yet. So I'll send this to Corey and he can send it out. But this is November. And if you can see the areas are strong right now is Mililani. See Mililani, even if it's a negative, but look at that, it's still close to last year. Something's going on in Mililani on the resale or investor and everything. But here's the interesting part too is look at Waipahu. Now Waipahu consists of Kunia, Waikele, and believe it or not, Core Ridge is in the Waipahu zip code. I don't know why, but it's just interesting. People think that's Mililani, but it's Waipahu. So if you notice how close it is, so there's something going on. People over there selling and buying. And then if you look at Kalihi, it's kind of close on here too. So the market is changing for different areas. Everybody says, oh, it's Evo Beach. Yeah, Evo Beach is there, but it's always going to be there. But if you look at some different areas, even look at this Moanalo Salt Lake. And, so the areas that concentrated on is like Waipahu and Kalihi have been consistent, and Mililani. So there is something in the water, so to speak, not that kind of water, Red Hill kind of thing, but just there's something in there that people are buying homes out there. I don't know if it's the view or just something out there. So I don't have access to MLS. So if you're a real estate agent, I would dive into and see what is going on where is it being sold as well too. I know you guys are investors, but it's good to know where the resales is going as well too. But I'll stop my sharing screen. Also
Can you,
too,
go
ahead, Corey.
Kurt,
Yeah.
can you put that up real quick again? What was
Sure.
the numbers? Is that the volume?
Here, this is, what did you want to see, Corey?
Sold? Yeah, homes sold. So Waikiki is only 2 homes sold in 2022? That can't be right.
Oh, that's for November. That's for November.
It's for 1 month, right?
That's the month. Let's see. I'm sorry, I should have got the year to date. I apologize. That was just for November.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't have the year to date. This is just November. I apologize. I'll get the year to date one. But that's, I'll send that to you, Corey. I know we're pressed
Yeah,
on
no
time.
worries. No, I was just
Pressed on
curious. I
time.
was like, wow, what? That can't be right.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's
Also
just for
too,
November, that makes
yeah.
sense.
I'll send it to you. Also too, want to get your guys' thoughts are, since you guys are investors and, I'm in contact with a lot of agents, if they have an investment property only, if it's a fixer up and it's an investment property, would you allow a couple of minutes for the agent to talk about their investment property so you guys can see what's out there and you guys can discuss that? I brought that up to Corey, and it has to be only an investment property, and I can give Corey heads up who it is, and then you guys can do the homework on the agent. This is not for them to promote like hey, I have a $10 million listing in Diamond Head. That's not you guys. You guys are more into the property. So if you guys want to see what's out there, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. And thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Kurt. Well, Kurt, guys, Kurt is a true go-giver, man. Thank you, Kurt, for always calling me when you have an idea. I feel like we're always on your, you really do genuinely care all the time for us. So I appreciate it, brother. And that's very interesting to see those stats. But for, any realtor that does have, I say, yeah, that's exactly what this call is for. Let's bring them forward. Let's look at the deal. And at the very least, let's say it's not a deal, right? It's not even close. At the very least, we can give reasons to why, and then hopefully there's some education there for the realtor too. So, and for everybody, right? Why wouldn't we buy this? Why would we buy it? So thank you, Kurt. Dante.
Can you hear me?
else?
Can you hear me?
Dante. Yeah, go Dante.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I testify. Kurt is a really good go-giver, man. He gives a lot, and asks nothing in return. But also, not to change things off subject, but if anybody is a ground up construction type deal, I have an off market stuff if anybody's looking for ground up construction. It has 2 properties on it, 40,000 square foot lot in Pro City, R5.
Nice.
Wow. Is there an asking price?
They are asking too much, but I there's room for negotiate. They're asking for 1.9, which is I think too high. So we can offer a much lower price. It's off market anyway, so
It's R5.
Yeah.
So that's what, maybe 6 homes?
Yeah.
6 to 8.
6, 7 if you're pushing it.
Right. It's probably 6. So 1.9 divided by 6 in 316 a lot for a Pro City. That's not bad actually. But is it CPR'd or cited already?
Not yet.
Oh, so you still got to do all the entitlements. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there's room for negotiate, I believe. It's off market anyway.
Is it flat?
I never got to look at the property. And the location, it's in the lower Pro City, close to the H1.
Ooh, I might know this property. Yeah.
Okay.
Might be a nice
And
one.
kind of IAEA? No, not IAEA.
No, it's down, lower, like gas station lower side.
Okay.
Police station, you go down that road all the way down on the opposite side of Cam Highway.
Oh, got
I'm
that.
the worst at the direction, but
Yeah, don't trust Corey. Brother can't get
Kiko
out.
knows where that is.
Or Mickey's. If you know where Mickey's stay, down that road.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
That location seems more conducive to a multi-family type setup, but yeah, could be a nice lot. I would, Dante, it might be useful if you went to the city and just get some preliminary insight from them on what they're gonna actually allow. And then,
Okay.
you know, and then we can see if we could even do something together. Because it's a good location.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Right on. Well, thanks, guys. We've been, I know we ran over, but I
We
say,
did.
like these are, I think these calls are very important because it gets us together. And also, if you don't have the resources to take advantage of an opportunity or the season that we're going into in our careers here, reach out to people on the call, ask them how, like, find a way to provide value and get in the game, you know, because, and maybe if multifamily, you know, scares you a little bit, it's okay. Single family is just as good. You know, there's pros and cons, like I've been saying, is because there's a lot of people going into multifamily, which is great. That's you know, you can take advantage of all that multifamily has to offer, all the pros, the economies of scale, right? And then sometimes when you work with bigger assets, you work with people who are the real deal, from lenders to brokers to everybody. So you start to realize the level difference where you're dealing with people who take it seriously, they're professional, they know their stuff, and they pull the trigger, they execute, right? Deals get easier at the higher levels sometimes because you're working with the real deal. So those are the pros for multifamily. Now the cons for, or the pros for single family are that, like, it's more flexible, it's more liquid, right? There's more, there's higher leverages for capital. So there's usually less money in, right? So if you're going to buy 100 doors this year and you bought 100 door apartment complex, that's great. Economies of scale, all that, right? Or you bought 100 doors, single family, hopefully they're all in the right area, right? To work on the logistics of that. But if you come into a point where you need to sell off to get some money back to go buy something else, you know, with multifamily, you're stuck with one asset with 100 doors. You gotta sell the whole thing, right? But if you had 100 doors single family, you could slice off maybe 20, you know, and it's a little bit more liquid. The buyer is different. In multifamily, your buyer now is maybe an institution, maybe it's another investor, maybe it's a syndication, right? Whereas your buyer pool is smaller. Whereas single family, your buyer pool is huge, right? So there's give and take. So just because, you know, you want to get into multifamily, but now is not the right time, it's okay. You can still kick ass in single family, you know, and there's pros and cons to both. So that's all I want to leave it with. Happy New Year, guys.
Awesome, everybody. Have a great week. We'll catch everybody next week and go get those goals.
Let's attack this year. Attack your goals, attack your day, attack your problems. And then we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Aloha, everybody. See you in Vegas.